back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I'm your host, Raider Will. And guess what, family? Today, I got an action packed show for y'all. We just hired Kubiak. Who's going to be our DC? Who's going to come in as our first round draft pick? Lots of questions for Raider Nation. So, guess what, family? I got the panel ready to go. They're in the back in the green room. So, let's go.
Welcome back to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast, your go-to source for everything on the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether you're a diehard motherfucker like me, or just getting to know Raider Nation, our passionate hosts are here to bring you all the excitement on Raiders football. I'm Shit Show Joe, and welcome to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Let's go, Raiders! If not, fuck your team.
What up, baby? Y'all know what it is. Absolutely, man. We already got people in the chat. Big Luck saying, hey, Mike McCoy is the first domino to fall. But yo, hey, I got my boys in the back. I'm going to introduce them one by one. Yo, I got my boy representing TBH Sacktown. Got my boy, Steven Chavez, baby. Let me bring him out on here.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's going on, Will? How you doing?
Good, brother. Hey, much love to you, man. How's everything going out there in Sacramento?
It's going good, man. Going good. Staying busy.
All right, brother. Shoot. Hey, and next, guys, I got my brother from another mother, my Salvi brother, Oscar, representing TBH Central Valley. Hold on here. Well, if I can get it to pop on. All right, Oscar, I don't know why I can't get you to pop on, but now I got my boy representing TBH West Coast, Matty B. What's cracking, baby?
What's up, fam? How's everybody doing tonight, man?
Good, man. For some reason, I cannot add Oscar back to the session. He must have fallen off.
It's that Vato PCS he's using.
Hey, that happens, man. That happens. Yo, hey, we got Big Luck right now representing TBH San Antonio. So what's cracking, baby? Yo, hey, guys, we appreciate you guys joining the show. I appreciate you guys coming on and taking the time. Hey, lots of big things that have been happening with Raider Nation, man. Like, literally, hey, we get this week. We got Kubiak walking in the door. We got a lot of things happening. Guys, fill me in on your thoughts. I'm going to start with our boy, our guest from TBH Sacramento. Hey, hit me up, Steven. What's your thoughts on Kubiak? How do you feel? How does this make you feel as a Raiders fan right now?
Finally looks like they're doing things the way we should have been doing it the last few years. I know last year we tried to get Ben Johnson, that new offensive mind in there, but to get Klint Kubiak from that Shanahan Kubiak tree, and then possibly using our first pick on Mendoza, I really think we're finally going in the right direction here. All right, that young quarterback. If you look at the teams that are in the playoffs this year, most of them got their young coach, their young quarterback, and they're succeeding that way. No more retreads like with Geno Smith and guys like that. Let's go.
There he is. Oh, I see Oscar now. There we go, Oscar. What's cracking, baby?
Not much, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, I know that you were probably back there snatching up a pupusa real quick before you came back.
I wish.
Hey, Oscar, so we just grabbed Kubiak, big time move.
Saw that.
How does this make you feel?
Makes me feel good. Like Steven said, we finally got it right. You know what I mean? After how many years we've been wanting this. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of fucking getting all these coaches that don't work out. You know what I mean? And finally we got the coach that we wanted. You know, hopefully we start falling. Hopefully the dominoes start falling in places.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Matty B, how does this Kubiak hire make you feel?
Man, it makes me feel good, bro. Like I said, everybody pretty much said it already. You know, it's like we're finally getting on track. You know, I'm excited to see his offensive play calling and the way he builds the offense. I'm excited to see who he brings in for his assistants and everything else, man. So we got the first domino down, so now we got a couple more we got to fill out, and hopefully we start trending in the right direction. It's about time.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you guys how it makes me feel, baby. We are finally doing things the right way. Hey, it's like Big Luck said, hey, we show some patience, right? We do a ton of interviews. We don't get pulled one way or the other. We give the guy a 5-year contract showing that we are dedicated to him, that we are here for the long term.
Mm-hmm.
Doing things the right way. And when you do the interview, hey, tell me this, guys. When you see him surrounded by Marcus Allen, by Howie Long, by Plunkett, by freaking Woodson, I'd be like, by Mike Haynes. Guys, and guess who was not on the podium?
Brady.
Mark Davis and Tom Brady. They took a step back. They said, hey, Spy Tech, you're running the show. You're in charge. You go up there with your coach and make this happen. Guys, the feeling was totally different in the building. I'd be like, honestly, tell me the last time you have seen a Raiders coach get hired and you don't see Mark Davis up there. You don't see another owner from the Davis family up there.
It's rare.
You know, I'm going to say this tells you that he's willing to learn and change. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to talk mess about him, talk about his haircut, say all this shit, but he's evolved and he's grown with all this stuff. All the bad moves he's made, he's admitted to it. And he's admitted he's not his dad as far as knowing football as well as his dad. And he's showing that he's willing to change and do what it takes. So I like that he took a step back and said, look, I'm letting my GM be the GM. So let's do this.
Matt, what do you think about that presser, brother?
Man, I thought it was a great presser, man. You know, I was at work when it happened, so I was kind of eating my lunch when it happened. So I caught bits and pieces of it. But yeah, no, I feel the energy in the building was different than it was, you know, years prior. You know, a lot of people are comparing, you know, like I've seen some stuff on there about him being compared to AP, you know, because he's been a head coach and things like that. But what's different is he's got more of a grit about him than AP had. You know, AP was like a rah-rah coach, you know what I mean? And this guy is like about business, you know what I mean? This is what he's about. Yeah. He's about coming in here and getting the best out of every single player that's in this building and making them work for what they get paid for. You know, it's not just coming here to make a paycheck anymore. It's going to be come here and, you know, we're gonna hopefully we turn it into the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? What they've done the last 10 years. So let's see what we can do from there.
No, absolutely. And what I'm looking at is this, man. When you guys are looking at the Kubiak whole interview, right? He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. He's sitting there keeping it real. I'd be like, when's the last time you hear a Raiders coach come in here and say, hey, man, we got to earn the respect of our fans. We got to earn the trust. We got to get guys in here and put out a quality product. We're not a good team right now.
And one thing I pulled out of that interview too from him that I really liked about that interview was the way he said, you know, I grew up watching the Raiders play because my dad was a Bronco coach. You know what I mean? So he's like, I seen how the Raiders, the swag was supposed to be, you know, their grit. I watched him 2 times a year, played against him 2 times a year. So, and that's just something you don't hear from somebody that's coached for another team, you know what I mean, or who has ties to another franchise, especially a rival franchise, to come in and be like, like, I know what the Raiders are about, and this is what we're going to bring back. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. You know what? Big Lug just chimed in. He said, yo, Kubiak. Oh, hold on. That's the wrong one. That's the Mark Davis haircut. But this one is, hey, Kubiak is about work. Silent tape. What did he first say, guys, when he first came out? I have to watch film. Everybody goes like, oh, we're going to draft Mendoza. We're going to draft Mendoza. He's going to be the #1 pick. He's going to be the guy. He literally came in and said, hey, I have to watch film. I have to evaluate everything that's going on here. That's huge, man. I'd be like, this is where I go and I say, I love Kubiak. I love the way that he's doing things because, hey, at the end of the day, he told us, hey, man, this isn't a 1-day turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a 2-day turnaround. This is going to take time. But does he say, do we have the players? Absolutely. We can make moves. We can make differences. That's why he came here and he believes in this. Sis, we got our girl, Lady Val, representing DFW Raider Nation for life. Yo, what are you thinking about this Kubiak hire?
I am stoked, but I'm very hesitant on being stoked because we all know Pete Carroll let me down.
Facts.
So I'm hesitant, but I'm also excited because I like what I see so far and how he's been talking and with the press conference. So so it's just I like it. It's he's got a different vibe to him than Mr. Bubblegum. So we'll see what happens. I really want to be hopeful, but I'm very I don't want to be let down again.
We've been let down so many times. It's hard to get overly excited.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I just don't want to put my hopes too high.
No,
Yeah, but I'm excited. It's a fresh start.
I'm going to tell you why I'm excited. The Raiders have usually been the ugly girl at the prom. Bro, we couldn't get a date with Ben Johnson unless smooth talking Tom Brady came in to try to get this guy involved with us. We're that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, man, I feel like the pretty girl at the prom.
Yeah.
We finally got the date. We finally got the coach, man. We got money. We got the coach. We got a little bit of things going on. So a lot of big differences, man. And that right there makes me feel 100 times better, right? Because we see a little bit of positivity. We see the organization working the right way where the GM actually hires the coach, right? The GM goes like, hey, man, look, hey, I'm going to hire the coach and then he's going to answer to me.
Mm-hmm.
We have stability and we have structure. I mean, at the end of the day, I haven't seen this out of the Raiders in a very, very long time.
And what gets me excited about, because I feel the way Val does too, where it's like we've been let down so many times, and you did get one thing right, Will. You are the pretty girl at the prom. But anyways, we're but
Damn,
what's different about this to me is what they're doing is what we're seeing be successful in the NFL nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going after the Pete Carrolls of the world and things like that. They're doing what NFL teams have been successful with over the last few years. They're getting that offensive coordinator, and most likely, I know it's not a guarantee, we're bringing in a quarterback with that #1 pick. So you're finally seeing that they're operating the way teams should be operating.
Yeah. And I get what Val's saying, man. I'd be like, hey, we did this with Pete Carroll. I've come on plenty of shows. Oscar, I'd be like, hey, man, it's like, when you get promised something and you don't get it, right? Like you're at the end of the day, you make the finish line and they're like, hey, man, we're going to give you a trophy. You can get shit.
Right.
So now it's like, a little bit different, man. Oh, I just lost train of thought. Fellas. Hey, that happens, y'all. I'll get back to it. But yo, hey, Matt, what were we just talking about?
You were talking about, I don't know.
I just lost it too.
I forgot what you were talking about too. I don't know what you were talking about.
How it's different. You were talking about how it's different.
It's a different feeling. It's basically a different feeling in the building.
I'd be like, hey, but no, I'm gonna tell you with Pete Carroll, right? With that feeling, we had that. But this one is different. This isn't a hoorah guy.
Mm-hmm.
Synex is a nose, guys. It's an executor. It's a guy that's gonna go out there.
It's a good change. It's not a you can feel it's an actual good change.
Yeah.
But I'm still scared to get my hopes up.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Big Luck just let us know. Chambliss, the quarterback for the Running Rebels for Mississippi State, he got granted another year of eligibility.
Yep. 6
so
years.
Guess what? This makes this number one pick absolutely more valuable. I'd be like, this makes it so this is the year the quarter, and this is why I get it. Everybody tells me, Will, this is the year the Raiders can get a quarterback. Undoubtedly, even though this draft is the most depleted draft for quarterbacks, this is the only year the Raiders are available to do it. And I'm going to ask you guys one thing. And I'm going to ask you guys this after. What do you guys do with that number one pick? And I'm going to ask you guys, the reason I ask this is because do you guys see Fernando Mendoza as a transcendent player? A player that can do different types of things to lift this team, but we're going to get later in the whole podcast with that. The next thing I want to talk about with you guys, all right? We talked about this. First domino falls. Mike McCoy hired by the Raiders. Oscar, let me know what you think about the Mike McCoy hire.
I think it's a good hire. You know what I mean? He's getting coaches that have experience, that have been around for a while. You know what I mean? So if obviously he needs to help or he asks questions, he has a guy that's been around in the league for years. You know what I mean? And he needs somebody like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, yeah, he's a head coach, but he's still going to need, a little bit of a, veteran coach in his ear, giving him, tips here and there. You know what I mean? Obviously, like you say, with the number one pick, they asked him like, "Oh, are you gonna go draft Fernando Mendoza?" He said, "You know what?" He goes, "I gotta, like you said, I gotta look at film." But like people say, he's playing poker with the whole pick, with the number one pick. He's not gonna show you your hand right away because he doesn't want teams to be like, "Okay, well now we can hit up the Raiders, for the number one pick, and we can try to move up." You know what I mean? Obviously, hopefully, we go and get Fernando. You know what I mean? People have been watching film on him. He's been talked about. They asked him just recently on the interview, "Oh, what do you think of the Raiders hiring Kubiak?" And he's like, "Oh, I've been watching his film, how he designs the plays. He's like, he's a good coach, and pairing them two together it's going to be something different for us, something we've never seen." That's how I see it. You know what I mean?
Val, let me know what you think about the Mike McCoy hire.
Is he the new assistant?
Oh. Yep, he's the new assistant head coach.
Okay.
So Mike McCoy
used to be you had me worried there for a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so I don't know too much about him. He was he was the interim for who?
Tennessee,
where was he
Tennessee
before?
last year,
for the Chargers.
and he
And
came
for-
in
and
as
for
interim
Tennessee.
last year. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right, for the Titans, right? Okay.
Yep.
I'm just trying to make sure my facts are correct because I started reading, but I didn't get a chance to like really research him. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they know what they're doing when they've got these two guys together. I mean, how much worse can it really get? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, no lie. 100%. It cannot
I
get any worse.
mean,
And that's the worst part.
we're taking they're taking chances. They're trusting, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to do more research. Maddie B, it's
I
your
got you,
turn.
sis. Maddie B. Mike McCoy hire.
I
What you
think it's
think?
good, man. I think the Mike McCoy, like Oscar said, you know, like you gotta, if you're a young coach and you've never been in it, and I can tell you from personal experience too here in just a second. But when you're a coach, you know, you got to be able to have somebody in your ear to kind of help you out and guide you along the way. And back to what I was saying was like when I first started coaching, I had one person that I had in my ear the whole time that was helping me out, and that was Will. The only dude that I had that knew anything about football, the schemes, the plays, what you got to do with these guys, every position. That guy was in my ear every time, and it helped me out tremendously. So it's gonna help him out tremendously too in the long run. You know, he's got the ability to be a head coach. He's done it before. Was he great? Nah, but he's got the experience. You know, and now we got to see who he brings in for his offense coordinator and his defensive coordinator. That's really gonna solidify who he is gonna be as a coach. If he nails these two right here, these two picks or these two hires. I mean, our team's gonna look way different next year. I promise you that. Like, guarantee it. I'm not saying playoffs, but I'm saying better.
All right. Hey, well, Lady Val, what's up, sis?
Brennan's gone, so I'm sure it's gonna be a lot better.
Facts.
100%.
Amen to that part.
Not just him. All the Carols are gone.
All the Carols
are gone.
And you know what, Will, you're sorry, but to the Carols, that's all I gotta say. It's my left cheek.
Hey, like fine wine, baby. Steven, let us know what you think about the Mike McCoy hire.
So look, the Kubiak family's been in this league for a long time. You know, Klint Kubiak's dad won multiple Super Bowls. He's well respected around the league. So they know all these guys. They know who's out there, who runs good offenses, who runs good defenses. They've been around. This isn't some guy that just showed up all of a sudden. McCoy, it can't hurt to get that experience on this team. You know, one thing that Klint said in the press conference is that it's a team effort. Yeah, he calls plays, but his quarterback coach and everybody draws up plays. They talk together. They communicate throughout the game. So this is one more person he can communicate with. And since he's coming in as assistant head coach, he's going to be able to help him in areas that Klint hasn't had to deal with before, since he hasn't been a head coach. So I see nothing but positive things about bringing McCoy in.
Man, I couldn't agree with you guys more. I am 100% with this thing because guess what? Matt said it. As a young coach, you need that guy that you can reach to, that you can look at and say, hey, man, this is tough. What do you think? And somebody that you trust in your corner. When you're a young man, wet behind the ears, you always go to that OG, that one guy on your block that you trust. And that's going to be Mike McCoy. Literally, he'll be like this. He'll be like, hey, Kubiak goes,
Mike, what do I do?
and then guess what? Big Mike McCoy says, I got you, baby. We've been here before. There's a lot of things going on. Because guess what? When you're going in as a head coach from an offensive coordinator, your whole thing changes. This is where I talked with Matt. Being a coordinator and being a head coach are two different animals. Coaches have to take care of every single person that is out there doing their thing. They have to go out there, take care of personnel. You got to take care of the offense and defense. You have to make sure development is going on at all levels. So when he goes and lets that go and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to put people that are experienced, that are seasoned. And I get it. Everybody goes back to the AP situation, right? AP was like this.
My house is on fire, and I don't know what to do.
Right? And like literally, the house was on fire when we had AP that we didn't have solutions. Yes, we had Marvin Lewis. We had Philbin. But we didn't have that assistant head coach that was sitting there consistently and has the experience and the respect, okay, from the head coach. It's just like Steven said. McCoy coached with his dad. They ran the same system. Guys, when you're talking about coaches that are able to develop players, Mike McCoy can develop players. When the offensive line is struggling, he can go in there and make adjustments and make suggestions with experience and all that. So at the end of the day, man, I'm going to tell you like this. It is a 100% win from me. Great job, Raiders. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So, hey, let's move on to this. And I love that Luck brought this up. Hey, Leonard, defensive line coach, being looked at as a defensive coordinator. He says, I'm conflicted on the potential Leonard for DC. Guys, I want to get your opinion. I'm going to start with Matty B. Go ahead, brother. Let me know what you think about Leonard getting a shot as a defensive coordinator.
Hey, man, anytime you can get that promotion, man, I mean, that means you're doing something right in the NFL. Even if it's just a position coach and you get bumped up to an OC, man, that's big news, man. And then especially if you got the respect from the players in your building, so if you can earn the respect from your players, you're doing a hell of a job as any kind of coach. But man, I like it, man. I think one of our guys, Alan, has been hitting us up a lot in our chat, and he's really been rooting hard for Leonard, and at first I was kind of on the fence because I was like, yeah, I don't know, he's a positions coach, but everybody's got to start somewhere. And, I think I wouldn't be mad if he did it. Give it a shot. You know what I mean? It's always good to hire within the building than it is to go try to reach for somebody outside to, bring in and try to get them to work with your players. So if you can hire within the building and they think that's the right guy for his scheme and what he's trying to look for on a defense, then, pull the trigger, bring him in. He's already there.
I agree with that, man. If you could hire somebody from inside the building, you do it and you give them the money. All right, yo, Oscar, let me know what you think, my brother.
I think it's a good choice. You know what I mean? Like Matt said, it's a good thing that you're getting promoted within. You know what I mean? Especially, like you said, if he has respect from his players, why not? Hire within. You know what I mean? Everybody was looking at Jim Schwartz from the Browns because they're saying that he was kind of upset because he didn't get picked for head coach. You know what I mean? Fuck it. If, it's not Jim Schwartz and we rather promote within, then let's just do it. Let's see what the guy has. You know what I mean? Something new. Whole new coaching staff.
Love it. Bro.
Can I add one thing to that?
Go ahead, Mad B.
Hey, so bringing in Jim Schwartz, man, okay, because we're going to start falling. If we start bringing in all these big name players, all right, we're falling into the same kind of thing we're doing when it comes down to the AP situation, the Pete Carroll situation. You're bringing in too many Chiefs.
But we'll get into that later.
So okay, yeah. I'll leave it at that. But yeah.
We'll get into that later. Like, we're gonna bring up the DC talk here in a second, but yeah, that's a good one. Hold on to that, Matt. Hold on to that one. Yo, Lady Val, let us know what you think about Rob. Oh, wait. You know what? Steven went last time. Steven, go ahead. Age before
All right.
beauty. We're gonna let
Oh well, I got the beauty, so.
You don't know about that, but yeah, okay.
The floor is all yours, my friend.
So I've been hearing about Leonard for years now. A lot of the Raider insiders I listen to, they've been talking him up for probably the last 3 years, talking about how we have a gem on that defense, and there's a reason why the Raiders have never let him go and never let him pursue anything else, because I think they have always seen him as a future defensive coordinator in this league. Maxx Crosby absolutely loves him, and I learned yesterday that Leonard actually has history with McDonald from Seattle. He's coached on defenses with him in the past, so he knows that system. He knows everything the Seahawks do on defense. And I don't think we're going to get the Patrick Graham defense with Leonard. I actually think he has his own style and how he's going to do things. And I've heard nothing but like good things, that people around the league look at him as a defensive coordinator, and they all believe he's going to be one day. So why not now?
Absolutely. Yo. Now we got the beauty. So go ahead, Lady Val. Let us know what you think about Rob Leonard's hire.
I think it's good. All the changes are good. I'm just still very hesitant about it. I'm excited. We need good change. I don't
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I don't want to lose any more bets either.
I don't want to lose any more.
I think we don't know.
If you don't bet, you won't lose.
Yeah.
If I have to wear 49er shirt one more time.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But here's what
Maddie B, don't get us in trouble. Go ahead.
And I'm going to tell you guys what. I like the fact that we are looking in. That we are looking at potential guys and not letting them go somewhere else to be successful. Let's be honest. The Raiders are notorious for that. We let players go, they become successful somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
We let it, they become a superstar over there. Hey, Demetrio Autry looking like a stud for the Texans defensive line. We had him. Guys, how many times have we seen people leave this organization that were considered really good people, coaches, players, and as soon as they leave, because we didn't give them the opportunity or the opportunity to grow and develop, they go somewhere else, they flourish, and they become something special.
Yeah.
100%. I'd be like, and you know what? I hope, Big Luck is saying right here, maybe it's so we can keep Maxx Crosby on the team. And if that's what we have to do in order to keep Maxx Crosby on the team, we are in a dire situation. We are more than Maxx Crosby is more than upset. Because at the end of the day, if we're making coaching decisions based off one player, the Raiders are doing things the wrong way. Let's be absolutely honest. If we're saying, hey, we're going to hire Rob Leonard because, Maxx Crosby has a great relationship with him, not because he can come in and be a potential great defensive coordinator with a young, great mind, that he knows the players, that he can come in and sell me on a defensive system, that he can say, hey, man, hey, coach, look, I know the players. The players are right here. I've coached them before. Here's my system. This is what I think we can do with them. Guys, isn't that what you want? Player familiarity is a big thing. If you think about it, everybody keeps saying, Dirty from the Seattle Seahawks is going to come because he doesn't make the play calls for Seattle. Bro, Dirty is the DC. Seattle can make that block.
Yeah, they can.
They can block that move. Ranico, that they're saying that they're going to bring as an offensive coordinator, they can block that move too. The only reason they can't block that move is because it's a promotion.
Yeah, anytime it's a promotion, you can't block it.
Yeah, so you can't block
If it's
it.
lateral move, they can block it.
But it's so dirty. That's a lateral move. You know, do you think Seattle's going to want to lose both coordinators?
No.
Come on, man.
No.
People got to think about that. So that's why I think Leonard looking in-house, if Kubiak gets sold on him as a possibility, I got to be able to go with it. Because I'm telling you right now, man, the Raiders are going to do their due diligence. They're going to get out there. They're going to turn every stone, just like they did for their offensive coach or for their head coach. They're going to turn every stone to make sure that everything is good. Now, hey, we just talked about it, guys. Let's talk about a future defensive coordinator for the Raiders. Okay. There's a lot of guys being mentioned. Carl Scott, the defensive backs coach for the Seahawks. Jim Schwartz, with the Browns, that's a contract situation. Mm-hmm. So that will have to handle that way. Hold on here. I got my little list here. We got George Edwards that has ties with John Spytek. He's with the Buccaneers. We have Andre Patterson, a former Vikings co-defensive coordinator. He has ties with Kubiak. We have Nico Thorpe, who used to be a player for the Raiders, and now is a defensive assistant with the Seahawks. And you got Joe Woods, that would be another in-house hire. You got Aiden Durd. So you got several candidates, guys. Who would you guys like to see come in? Anybody? I mean, I know we talked about Leonard. We talked about Durd. If you had the option to hire any defensive coordinator for the Raiders right now, who would be your hire? Who's the guy you're looking at and you're saying, hey, man, this guy can make a championship defense out of this team? I'm going to start with my boy, Oscar. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I haven't really heard much of those guys you just mentioned, so I wouldn't know. I would have to go basically just based off of their schemes and what they did in those previous teams that they've done. You know what I mean? The former player, see how he's doing. You know what I mean? Basically, just observe and watch, film on them, how they would interact with players and what they bring to the table. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind going with a name, but then again, I wouldn't want to risk somebody that's, was interviewed or wasn't interviewed for a head coach, because I don't want him to later on be like, okay, you know what? Their head coach didn't work out, so now it's my turn to shine. And maybe now I can be a head coach and get my revenge. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to go after kind of somebody like Jim Schwartz. You know what I mean? I would definitely look in-house. You know what I mean? A coach that has, good ties with our new coach. You know what I mean? See how their chemistry is now. Put them together and let's see what the chemistry is. How the team develops around them.
No, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Yo, Batty B, hit me up with your thoughts, my brother.
Okay, so like I said earlier, man, I think I'm not opposed to saying that we can't get Jim Schwartz because he's a good defensive coordinator. The thing is Max going to play for him to begin with? Is he going to stay around to play for him? Go through another coordinator, all kinds of everything, head coach, everything again. Does he want to do that? My second thing is with him is we're kind of starting to run into the whole the big name. Hey, let's get that big name. Let's go out there and get that big name. We did it with Chip Kelly. We did it with, we try to reach out for these guys with Pierce and all these guys, trying to bring in all these names. And then we bring in with Pierce, we're bringing in, we got Marvin Lewis. We got, who was the dude from the Giants that he brought in? Philbin, right?
Philbin.
Was it Philbin? No, who was it? Was it Philbin?
That was Philbin.
Yeah. You know, and
For
it's just when you get to that point, yeah, and when you get to that point with with big names, it's who's in charge. You know what I mean? Because everybody's been that head coach. Everybody's been those top dogs. And then when you get those top dogs in your ear and you got too many of them, then it turns into a problem because it's like, well, listen to me because it's worked for me. Well, listen to me because it worked for me, you know, and then you got too many people and then you just got to pick and choose. And then it's not good. It's not a good scenario for anybody. Now, you know, the other thing with Leonard, and the only reason why I would say I would stay with Leonard is for one, he's in-house. You know, you got to promote from inside if you can. Another thing with him is he's been talked about a lot more than these other guys that you just mentioned. These other guys are still wet behind the ears at these position coaches. So trying to maybe not, you know, they've probably been there for a lot longer than I think, you know, I just don't know a lot about them, but you know, I don't hear a lot about those guys being mentioned like I have with Leonard the last couple of years, like Steven said, you know, and I think we have something with him. So I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think you should just hire from within, keep your players happy. You know, I mean, I'm not saying go because your players are happy, but if he's a player's coach and the players like playing for him and he's up for a promotion, take the shot, man. Give it to him.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Val. Thoughts, sis. Who you want to see as our defensive coordinator?
I
Brady
wanted to
Val
answer,
could
I
hire
don't really
whoever.
know.
What? You don't know who you would get? Not even
No,
like
I'd have to
somebody
do some research.
It's
And
all right, sis.
I haven't done much of my research, but I agree with you guys. But with what you guys are saying, you know, it makes sense. You know, Maddie B.
I agree with that. Like there might be too many Chiefs in that house. Too many Chiefs, not enough
True.
Indians when you get
Exactly.
another head coach. But hey,
Yeah.
Chavez, let us know, bro. Who do you want to see as DC here?
Well, look, there's a reason when a few days ago when the Raiders released all these coaches, there's a reason why Rob Leonard is still on that list. They do not want to let him out of that building, and he is going to be a defensive coordinator one day somewhere. And if I believe if we don't make him a defensive coordinator, he's probably going to leave and go with Patrick Graham over there to Pittsburgh, and we might miss out on a good opportunity. So I really think, with everything I've been hearing over the years about him, I really think it's time to give that guy a shot. There's a reason they've held on to him this long, and I believe it's for this reason.
True.
I'm gonna tell you guys something, man.
Rob Leonard, come on down. I want to make you the next defensive coordinator for the Raiders, baby.
Yo, hey fellas, I'm gonna tell you, I love what we're talking about here, the way we're looking at it. Because I agree, man. If we bring in Jim Schwartz, great. We bring in an experienced defensive coordinator, a guy that can do a lot of different things. Yes, I know that he's gonna bring that wide 9 front. People keep talking about, oh man, have you seen what Myles Garrett has done in his defense? Can we keep it a buck? Myles Garrett is a far superior athlete than the Condor. They're two different guys. If you look at Myles Garrett, he looks like a chiseled piece of iron that runs like the wind, that can bench press a house. They don't build them like that, baby. That's why he is who he is. He was the number 1 pick in the draft. He's a guy that is a transcendent player. I'd be like, you're going to see that guy in a yellow jacket. Are we going to see Max in a yellow jacket? I hope so.
Yeah, I hope
I'm not
so.
going to say that he's not that type of guy, but he has to work a lot harder than Myles Garrett. Okay? So when we look at this, right,
100%.
we say, if you bring in Schwartz, too many problems. If you bring in Darden, that means that's going to be a lateral move. Jim Schwartz is a lateral move. Okay, Jim Schwartz is under contract. That means the Browns are gonna want to get benefits. They're gonna want to get picks. They're gonna want to get players. They're wanting to get compensated. I don't want to compensate nobody. The Raiders
No.
don't have enough money. They don't have enough people. They don't have enough picks to go compensate other people for a coach. You want, I mean, like, this is where I go, like, people want Jim Schwartz, and I go, like, bro, you want to go compensate another team for a coach?
No.
Are we
No.
good enough?
How'd that work for us last time we did that?
Kind of like when we traded Gruden to the Bucks.
Yeah, how'd that work for us?
And that's where we look at it. Yeah, and you know what? Big Luck, you're absolutely right. Miles is a physical freak. He is a freak of nature. He's a guy that changes this. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I think Carl Scott has a great opportunity. He's the defensive pass game coordinator for the Seahawks. He has a great opportunity. He's been sitting there waiting for his opportunity for a long time. When you look for that opportunity for a long time, you're obviously going to see that, and you're going to see the experience. He's followed with Kubiak. He's gone around, you know, so he has that like link with him. You got Nico Thorpe. Nico Thorpe has the link to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Does he have all the seasoning and all the other things? I don't know. You know, but can he come in and bring in the defense that shines? And this is what's so interesting right now. All these guys, bro, have an opportunity. I cannot tell you that there is a front runner. People keep saying that Aiden Durd is the front runner. But again, if we get him from the Seahawks have to allow it. And I don't think the Seahawks are going to let him go for free.
No.
So when we see that, guys, we have to go for the best opportunity. And right now, Rob Leonard is the best opportunity. He's a young man. He's in-house. You're not going to have the problems like Matty B said, where you get an experienced coach and they think they're the head motherfucker in charge in there and start stomping around and start making things happen and start talking behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, guys. Hey, that's what we got right now for the future DC. We're going to move on to the Maxx Crosby rumors. Hey, I know that you guys have heard it. Hey, everybody's come out and said it. Hey, Maxx Crosby's looking for a trade. I forget what the reporter's name was. Saying Maxx Crosby's looking at a trade. Jason Lofencora.
Jake Glazer, too.
Jay Glazer. Yeah. Jason Lockenfora. Jay Glazer came out. Jay Glazer then retracted it. Diana Ross came out with the report saying, oh, he wanted to play for Teddy Bruschi, but then it was in a different context. Guys, what is going on? Because my head is going straight out insane. I'll be like, hey,
What's
I
that
want to get your
song?
thoughts.
Rumors by. What's that song? Rumors. It's old school.
I know this. I know the song you're talking about, but that's exactly what I feel like right now. Lady Val, you know all about rumors. So hit us up with your thought on the Maxx Crosby rumors.
I mean, look, everybody's hiring right now, and people are looking at players. Draft is coming up. They're always going to talk about Maxx. Like, it's always going to be a topic of Maxx wanting to leave. Like, how many times does Maxx have to say he's here with the Raiders? I get it. He could one day. You know, he might be like, all right, like, I'm sick of this. I gave y'all plenty of time to try to build. You know, sometimes a person can only take so much, but same time, this is like, I feel like this is nothing new. It's just like, oh, again, like, who's saying it this time? Or, you know, where did you get your facts? It's getting old, to be honest.
Absolutely. Right now, man, I feel like the
I feel
ugly
like
girl.
these people need to find new hobbies.
Hey, I feel like
True
the ugly
that.
guy with the hot chick right now.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling you how your girl keeps cheating on you, that she wants to leave you, that she's too good for you. You know, that's right now. Maxx Crosby is the pretty girl, and we're the ugly duckling.
Pretty much.
What? Yo, Oscar, hit me with your thoughts, my
She's a
brother.
very pretty girl.
Right? Well, I seen something come out earlier. I don't know if it was true that him said it, that he said leave me the fuck alone. He's like, I'm not going nowhere. He's more concerned about getting back
Yeah.
into, into his shape, basically doing his rehab. And it's true though. Like, leave him the fuck alone. If it doesn't come from his mouth, don't fucking believe what people tell you.
Well,
You know,
Nope.
he said it many times.
I
I'm
thi-
not going anywhere.
No,
I
It's
I
like
think
agree
this.
with
I think
you.
if Max really wanted to leave, he would have already made it happen.
Yeah, like they say, it's like that saying: get your facts straight from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? Crosby's fucking denied it, and he's gonna keep denying it. He's gonna get to the point where he's like, you know what? I've had enough of this shit. I'm fucking tired of you guys saying that I'm gonna get traded. I'm not going nowhere. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm more concerned about rehabbing my knee or whatever he's doing, working, getting healthy. He said it plenty of times in all these
We need him
interviews.
healthy.
Yeah, he said it in all these interviews. Hey, I'm more concerned about getting healthy. I'm there at 4 o'clock in the morning doing my rehab every day. He's like, I'm not concerned about freaking all these rumors. That's how I see it.
No,
Hopefully we
absolutely.
don't let him go.
Steven, hit me with it, brother.
So look, I think when he got sat down last season, he was pretty upset, and he probably did say some things that at the time he meant. And time has a way of healing things. And tell me the last time a player asked for a trade and he was showing up on TV shows and different other podcasts and things like that, wearing the gear of that team and in the facility of that team every single day, training and
Exactly.
working out, wearing the gear of that team. So, where there's smoke, there's fire, but I really don't think Max is looking at this point to go anywhere. I do believe some words were probably said, because I'm hearing that the way they told him last year really pissed him off. It wasn't so much about him having to sit down. It's the way they did it to him. And so I think he was angry, and I think he said some things, but I've never seen a player that wanted out, keep all the Raiders stuff on his social media, show up at the facility, continue wearing the gear of that team.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think he's focused and ready to go next season.
Hey, man, salute
Exactly.
Captain Rafa. We appreciate you dropping in, man. We appreciate the love. Yo, I agree with you guys, baby. I've been like, let's keep it real. Right now, all the journalists are doing are fucking my team. They're fucking with my team. They're fucking with my team. I'll be like, hey, all they're doing is talking smack. It's just like Val said. We are on rumor control 24/7. 24/7.
If you're starting these rumors, you're an FF. Maddie B. If you know, you know.
And I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
we're acting
They're
like
FF.
Hey.
Maxx Crosby. Okay. Hey, we're acting like Maxx Crosby went like this to the journalist.
Oh my God! I am just getting crushed! Oh, I don't get paid enough. The Raiders are just not good enough. That's why I don't want to play here.
Are you kidding me, bro? This guy has come out here every single year, coming out saying how dedicated he is to this team, how badly he wants to be here, how badly he wants to win. And then the crazy thing is this: they're going to tell me that, hey, I got it from a GM, unnamed GM, right? That goes, oh, yeah, Tom Brady told me this. Tom Brady is just going around going like, hey, like a 12-year-old schoolgirl. By the way, my best player on my team wants to leave, doesn't want to be here anymore. So, hey, I'm just going to let this out so I get minimum dollar for that player. Are you kidding me, bro? This is the insanity that people are going through. And then when we were talking about him going to Boston, when they were talking about Diana Rossini coming out with that thing, she literally had to clarify that she was talking metaphorically about coaches that he would like to play for if he could. But this is how it is every year with the Raiders. It doesn't seem to stop, man. It's insanity with the journalism. I'd be like, when you talk about beat writers, bro, we have great beat writers. There's some of them that are absolutely fabulous. And there are some of them that spread rumors like 12-year-old schoolgirls.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, man, this is a business. And I'm telling you right now, I feel like a lot of those journalists, when it comes to the Raiders, do stuff for clicks.
Yeah.
Do stuff to engage things, to start up stuff. And Maxx Crosby is tired. He is tired. He's literally come out and said, I don't want to be with. Right? He's literally come out and said it. So at the end of the day, man, we need to look at that and call a spade and say, hey, man, this man wants to be here. And you know what, Big Luck, you might be right. You might be right. He said it was probably because Brennan was the guy that benched him. Who knows? The way that, freaking good old boy Pete Carroll was doing things, who knows? He said, Hondo needs to ask the tough questions. You know what? I agree with you. I do think that this time around, when we looked at the guys being asked questions, Kubiak came out there and you saw what you're going to get. An X's and O's guy, a guy that, is pure of heart, and he's a hard worker, man, and he's going to be doing another thing. But now that we got off the Maxx Crosby nonsense, I mean, like, guys, I'm sorry, I just get a little emotional when we talk about this whole Maxx Crosby thing, because I feel like we're beating a dead horse. 3 years, bro. 3 years we've been doing this podcast.
Yeah.
3 years I've been listening to Maxx
already.
Yeah, 3 years, sis. And 3 years we've been listening to Maxx Crosby getting traded. It's an every year thing.
Here's the thing. A lot of these players that we get, like the Devontae Adams and the players that say, hey, we want to come play for this team. We're diehard Raider fans since we were kids, things like that. We get these players that come here, and then they realize, hey, we're not that good.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we were going to come here and we were going to flip this thing around and we were going to do this, we were going to do that. Those dudes don't have – the difference between those dudes and a Maxx Crosby is Maxx Crosby was drafted by the Raiders. They gave him the shot when nobody else was going to give him that shot. He has fucking loyalty to the Raiders. He got it tattooed on his fucking arm, bro. If you're going to get a team tattooed on your arm, you don't just fucking say, I'm done because I'm not doing any good. The dude's still breaking records. The dude's still out there fucking tearing the fields up every play. He's still out there on every single fucking snap. He's still out there fucking balling out. If he was disgruntled and pissed off about being set for 2 games, like Steven said, I'd say some shit too, man. If I'm one of the best workers at my company and my boss came in and said, I'm going to send you home for 2 days and let these other guys get some hours, I'm going to fuck you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, no, let me do my job. You know what I mean? So I could see when he's mad. But at the end of the day, man, unless you hear it straight from his mouth, because that's probably one of the most honest people that you're ever going to meet in Raider Nation is Maxx Crosby. And if he's pissed off and he wants out, he's going to let you know he wants out. He's not going to beat around the bush and keep playing mind games like Devontae Adams did. Hey, if you don't hear it from my mouth, then it's not true. And then a week later, you're out and you didn't say shit. You know what I mean? Like, Maxx Crosby is a Raider. He will stay a Raider. He's not getting traded. In the rumors, it's all clickbait and it's all smoke. So that's my take on it.
Breathe, Matty B.
Breathe. I agree with him. And that's the thing. I think a lot of these reporters, anything that comes out quickly, if a player comes out in a bad mood after you lose a game, after you had a bad season, after you just got benched by your team for an injury thing, bro, they're not going to be happy. I don't care who you are. Maxx is a competitor, bro. Maxx has Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, guys that have played at a really high level tattooed on his body. This guy, man, wants to be great. So why do we always go and say, oh, you know what? You can't be great on the Raiders. Why? Teams, I'm going to tell you guys something. Legacy for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are tied to them being the GOAT for the reason that they stayed with the same team when it struggled, when it was bad, through the good, through the bad, and they built around them. They brought players to come in. That's what Maxx Crosby wants to do. He wants to build his legacy with the Raiders. He said it, man. I want to make them winners. I want to bring Raider Nation a championship. And at the end of
It's
the
easy
day,
to go to a team that's doing good when you're good.
yeah,
And win.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? But it's hard. And this is what I said a couple episodes ago, or maybe last time we did it. When Maxx Crosby, if Maxx Crosby's going to get that jacket when he retires, it's because he led the Raiders to a turnaround. Not because he went and he did, I went to the New England Patriots and won 2 Super Bowls with them. That's not how he's going to get solidified. He's going to get solidified, I guarantee you, first round ballot Hall of Famer if he turns this franchise around and wins a Super Bowl or takes them to a Super Bowl with all his credentials that he's got. And that's how he's going to solidify his career right there. Going to another team just because you're good and you're really good and you want to go play with this guy and you want to do that and you want to do the LeBron James thing and try to do all this shit, you're not going to be that good. They're not going to look at you as that. You're going to be one of those players that get washed up, and then you're going to be, oh, he was good at one point, man. He had a lot of potential, but he went somewhere else where there was more shine, and he got put under the bus, you know, and he was just there to kind of help him out.
It's kind of like how we did with Khalil Mack. So, we shipped him out, and honestly, I didn't even know he was on the Rams for a while. You know what I mean? It's like he got kicked around throughout the league. You know, he's with the Rams now, I think, or something like that, or the Chargers. I'm sorry.
Chargers.
He's with the Chargers, and it's just like, okay, well, shit, I didn't know you were with the Chargers. I didn't know you ended up there. You know what I mean? And that's how Crosby's going to be like. You know, he was good with the Raiders, and then we shipped him out. And then he goes to another team and totally just loses his potential.
And I agree with Matt.
100%, man. And that's what happens.
I agree with you, Matt, that if Maxx Crosby, if he wants to do something for his legacy that will cement his legacy as a great, is taking this team to the Super Bowl. I mean, like we're talking the Raiders right now, guys. We're talking the first round draft pick team going to the Super Bowl. And Maxx Crosby doesn't have that much time. He has maybe 5 years left. He's 29 years old. I'd be like, Steven, does this cement his legacy, you think? If Maxx Crosby, would this cement his legacy harder as a Hall of Famer for you, in your opinion, if he takes the Raiders from being the first round draft pick team to riding all the way, or first team in the first round, to getting a Super Bowl champion? Does that make his legacy cemented as a bigger great than him leaving somewhere and getting a championship somewhere else?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it solidifies a gold jacket for a lot of people if they're able to turn around the Raiders. So, but definitely him, man. I mean, I think he's on his way there anyways, but winning a Super Bowl, I think you could just stamp it right then and there. Don't wait the 5 years. Give him the gold jacket. He's there.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Most definitely.
Exactly. Fit him up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, a Raider Ryan just came out and he said, hey, man, I wish Max would stop putting out cryptic messages. I think it's so, Ryan, and I love it. But here's the thing. My thing is this. I don't think he's sending out cryptic messages. I think people are just making shit up.
Yeah, they are.
Take one thing and they make it into something else. You get tired, man, of addressing the same issue every year. Like I said, 3 years in a row, man, we've been sitting here saying Maxx Crosby wants to trade. Maxx Crosby doesn't want to be here. Maxx Crosby wants to go somewhere else. At the end of the day, man, if he wanted to go somewhere else, I agree with Val. He would have been like, I'm out of here. Get me out. And I'm telling you what, at 27, Maxx Crosby could have been getting paid. We could have got 3 number ones. We could have got 2 number ones and a number 2 for that. You know, at 29 years old with 3 knee operations, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to get. But all right, guys, let's move on to the next thing. I wanted to talk to you guys about who do you guys see him bringing in as possible offensive assistants. I know that we got John Benton, who's the offensive line coach in Seattle. You got Jonico, who is the quarterbacks coach right now, but he's going to apply to be the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. You got, hold on, the run game coordinator, which is Jake Peets. You got and Justin Uten. They also are talking about Keith Williams, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of. I know that you guys probably don't know much about these coaches, so I'm going to give you guys some information on them. All right. The coach,
Right.
Janico, is a primary candidate for offensive coordinator. Janico has worked with Kubiak across multiple stops, including the Vikings, the Saints, and the Seahawks. Jake Peets is the pass game coordinator, another top candidate for the offensive coordinator. He's known for his work in the Seahawks passing game in 2025. John Benton, offensive line coach. He spent his time with Kubiak in New Orleans in 2024 and with the Seahawks in 2025. Justin Uten, run game coordinator. He's been a key figure in the run game with the Kubiaks before. And Keith Williams, okay, this guy I really like. He has developed wide receivers for the Saints when he was there with Kubiak. He's the guy that made Rashid Shaheed really, really good. And I'd be like, those are kind of guys. And then, of course, you got Gary Kubiak, his dad, that he can bring in as a coach. Guys, what are you guys thinking? Who do you guys want to see? Who's the first coach that you're going to put on your list? Val, I'm going to ask you, who's your coach wish list? I'll be like, you're probably going to talk to me about offensive line. Do you want an offensive line coach? You want a quarterbacks coach? What are you thinking he's going to bring in first? You can give me a general position. Just, you don't have to give me a name.
Maybe a quarterback coach, because we struggled there. Even and if we drafted Mendoza, I think that'd be a great combination to help form him and where he needs to go. What who would mentor him? Because it can't be Gino.
You're talking
Who
about
would
veteran on
he-
the field or veteran on the team?
Yeah.
You would probably have AOC mentor him. I think that would be like the guy that you have in the stable, as in or they're also saying, and don't be shocked, that Kubiak might bring a veteran.
Kirk Cousins.
He likes to do that. You can bring Kirk Cousins. You can bring somebody, and I get it. A lot of people are not going to like the names that come out, but if you're really trying to protect, Carr. Oh, now you want to start the Carr rumors. Now he wants to start the Carr rumors. The Carr. No, but you're right. Carr. The people are saying that Carr is a possibility.
Yeah.
All these things are a possibility. But I'd be like, so
shit. Let's bring Gruden in for offensive coordinator.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to see Gruden 3.0. And honestly, it's like you said, if you bring in Gruden 3.0 as an offensive coordinator, you're talking about a guy that's going to want leadership. This guy's going to come in and he's going to not be sitting on the fair side of the team. He's going to be looking out for himself. Let's just be honest about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oscar, who do you want to see? What do you want to see him? Who do you want to see, or what coach do you want to see him bring in? What type?
I would go with, like Val said, a quarterback coach. You know what I mean? Somebody that can develop. If we go after Mendoza, we need somebody that can develop Mendoza. Most definitely, you know what I mean? A quarterback coach. I don't mind seeing a quarterback coach get promoted. Give the guy a chance. What do you got to lose?
So you're saying you both are on the Janico train. If you're thinking about it, that's his guy, that's his quarterback coach. You guys want to see Janico, want to see him bring him, see if he can bring him for that promotion. I gotcha.
We don't exactly have good history with the quarterbacks, here lately.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you ain't lying, sis. Matty B.
And I agree with you guys with the whole quarterbacks coach, but I think our biggest struggle, because we don't even know if we're taking a quarterback at number one yet. So I think you got to fix what the problem was, man, and that was the offensive line. So I mean, you got to figure out who we bringing in to solidify this offensive line, fix this thing, and turn it around, because it obviously wasn't Brendan Carroll, and he ain't there no more. So, is it somebody within the Raiders organization? Is it somebody you bring in? That's something we got to address, and I think that's probably the most important position, in my opinion, because being a coach, if you ain't got an offensive line, you ain't got somebody that can coach that stuff. I've been there before, and if you ain't got somebody that can coach that offensive line or a defensive line, you got nothing, man. Because that's the motor of your whole entire the whole scheme of everything is right there. If the offensive line don't move, the ball don't move. So you got to bring somebody in my opinion, that's going to fix that. I don't even care if we're fucking middle of the pack on the front offensive line, but that's what you got to get.
Absolutely, my brother. Yo, Steven, what do you got, my brother?
Well, I believe you got to bring in an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, and then fill in the position coaches. But I like Janico, but if he gets an opportunity to call plays in Seattle, I think he'll stay there. But if he doesn't get that position, I think it'd be great to come over here in Vegas with Klint and stick with him. But I think if he gets an opportunity to call plays, he's gonna stick around over there.
Bro, I agree with you 100%, Steven. I think you hit the nail on the head. Hey, you know what? Janico coming over would be a dream, right? But if you look at Janico, guys, hey, I want to get promoted too. I want to get paid. I'll be like, you become the offensive coordinator in Seattle. That's an automatic promotion for you. I don't see myself trying to stay in somebody's shadow. And I get that people are saying, oh, he's followed him everywhere, and he's going to be the offense coordinator in name, but you're not making the play calls. You're not getting the experience. And if you want to make that jump to be a head coach, if you want to make that jump to be a professional head coach in the NFL, you have to get that play calling experience. Just look at it right now, guys. If we were to say that Kubiak did not have play calling experience, that would have been a big detriment. That puts you in the LaFleur situation. LaFleur didn't have play calling experience. So that's when the big thing was with McVay. McVay was making all the play calls. He was doing that. So I don't blame Janico for doing that. But I'm going to tell you something, man. We need those big war daddies up front to be doing their thing, to be doing their sexy thing, blocking people. We need to bring some offensive line coaches. We need to bring those big war daddies from Seattle that they're going to bring, or whoever it is, to shore up this offensive line. Our guys looked lost this year. We couldn't block anybody. It was like, you get a sack, you get a sack, you get a sack. And at the end of the day, Geno Smith was on the end of the ground with just results. And that's 100%. So if we want to have success, even though Raider Nation is out there demanding that we draft Fernando Mendoza, we have to address the offensive line. So we either have to bring in free agents and we have to bring in coaches in order to address that. So that's kind of my thing on that. And guys, I want to know, who are you guys drafting with the first round pick? If you guys are the coach right now, you are Kubiak. Who are you taking? Is it Fernando? Are you trading back? What are you doing? Natty B, I'm going to start with you. What are you doing with this first round draft pick?
Man, I think you have to go quarterback in this. And the only reason I say that is because it's just too much of a risk to try to go out and get that veteran quarterback that you've had back up and all this stuff. We've tried this, man. If we're changing the regime with Klint Kubiak and we're trying to go this new route, and go younger at everything, why would we bring in a veteran coach or a veteran quarterback? You know what I mean? Like, you got to go with Fernando. He's the best player in the draft, and maybe not in the draft, but he's all around one of the best players in the draft. And unless you're getting a massive haul, 2, 3 first round, or 3, 4 first rounders, or whatever for that pick from the Jets or somebody that really wants that player, then I could see you doing something like that. But you can't try to like reach for that pick. You got to pick Fernando. He's the guy that's there. You're bringing in a young coach. You need to have a young quarterback. You can't try to build something with it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Steven, what are you doing with that first pick?
So I'm going to say a couple things here. If somebody offers something absolutely just stupid, ridiculous, I think you have to listen. But, I hear people tell me, man, trade back, get draft picks, do this and that, get a quarterback next year. We are in position with the number 1 pick to grab the guy right now. We're not even as bad as this team has been every year. We don't get the number 1 pick. We'd have to give up draft picks. We'd have to do everything to move up in the future to grab a guy that maybe is going to be good. I love Fernando Mendoza. I started watching him about halfway through the season when I knew there was a chance of us getting the number 1 pick. And I've watched every game from midseason to all the way to the national championship. And this kid has grit, man. He may not be got the strongest arm and the flashiest guy, but I watched this guy get hit, knocked down, get back up, complete over 70% of his passes. He threw for 30-something touchdowns and 9 interceptions. No turnovers in the bowl games. And going against that Miami defense, wasn't flashy, handed the ball off a lot, but the dude was getting hit, knocked down, got back up, completed passes when he needed to, handed the ball off when he needed to. And when they needed it on 4th down from what was he, the 5-yard line or whatever, that dude ran it in. You thought he was going to get tackled before the goal line, and he just willed his way into the end zone. When was the last time you seen a Raider quarterback do something like that? This kid's a winner. He's got grit. He's tough. He's a winner. I want to see him as silver and black. I need to see the 15 jerseys in the stand.
I got you, man. Oscar, you with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What are you doing with that number 1 pick, brother?
Hold on. Let me see. Let me play it for you. Let me play the song for you. See if it works. Fernando's song.
So you're going
That's
with
who I'm
Fernando
going
Mendoza.
with. Yes, sir.
You.
Hey,
Hey,
like Chavez said, he started watching them in the mid-season too. Hey, I was watching it too, and I was like, college football started, and nobody talked about Indiana making it to the national championship. You got to be honest, you know what I mean?
mhm.
It started getting good once, who was going to make the national championship, who was going to be the number 1. You know what I mean? Obviously, I started watching, him and the whole Indiana team once, they started making the semifinals. They made the playoffs, and I was like, okay, let's keep an eye on this kid. Let's see what he can do. And he showed it. He showed that he's a good quarterback. You know what I mean? And shit, why not draft him? Let's see what he can do for us. You know what I mean?
And one more thing on that, I actually think he'd be great in this Klint Kubiak offense too.
Yeah, he would.
He could look good. I'd be like, hey man, he made Sam Darnold look good.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is the Super Bowl champion before freaking what's his name in Buffalo? Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
All these other guys. So I'd be like, it's a big time thing. Sis, who are you taking with the 1st round pick?
Usually for the draft, I would say best available player, but we'd be stupid not to get a quarterback. I mean, I started watching towards the end of the season, but he's mobile. He's not afraid. He gets hit, he gets right back up, and we need somebody that isn't scared to play, that isn't scared to run, make the moves that he needs to do for the team to win. And I mean, really, when was the last time we had somebody fierce.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, man. If we draft anybody else at number 1, I am seriously debating what is going on with management. Because if we're not trading back, okay, if we don't draft Fernando Mendoza number 1 and we use that pick on another player, I am going to be scratching my head. Because right now, we can get the bag for Mendoza. If we get 2 or 3 picks and we move back, I'm with big luck. Because for me, I'm going to tell you guys, for me, I think Fernando Mendoza is a really good player. I think he's going to have a Joe Flacco type career where he's going to be around for 15 years. He might even win us a Super Bowl. But I don't see this guy being a Peyton Manning. I just don't see it. But at the end of the day, I might be wrong, you know? But if we use that number 1 pick on another player that is not a quarterback, I am seriously debating what is going on and what we got going on with Raider Nation, especially with management, because it's a number 1 pick and the Jets would be willing to give up stuff.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Right.
Most definitely.
All right. So, guys, I want to know what you guys' hope for the future is. We're gonna wrap it up. Let me know what you guys got going on. Let me know what your guys' hope for the future is. And hey, I'm gonna start with our sis, Lady Val. What's your hopes for the future and what you got going on here in the next week or so, sis?
Wait, repeat that.
What is your hope for the future for the Raiders? And you got anything going on this week with your squad or anything like that?
I know we're gonna see a positive change. We're going in the right direction. I know we're gonna do better. I just don't know how much better we're going to do.
Hey,
So
I'll take anything.
I'm
right
still
now.
excited for. I'm excited for. Is it football time yet? I mean, I know it's time for baseball, but
Never ends.
Never ends. Never ends.
And then, no, I ain't got much going on. But I do want to do. Y'all know I do my little shout outs, but
Okay.
I have a shout out to Pooh from Mix 102.9. He's a producer at the radio station. He's pretty cool. And all my fire peeps.
All right. Fire Peeps, DJ Pooh.
That's all.
You're getting a shout out, baby.
They know who they are. They know who they are.
Gotcha. Yo, hey, Steven, what are your hopes for the future? And do you guys got anything going on up there in Sacramento?
So my hope is this year, I'm not putting any number wins or anything like that on the team. My hope's just to really see improvement. And by the end of this season, we can go, we have something. This is going to be a good team in the future. So that's my hope. And obviously the long-term future, I want to see this group win a Super Bowl, but I don't expect that this year. As far as what's going on here in Sacramento, our next event, we're taking a little break right now, but our next event will be April 23rd for the draft. We always have a big draft party out here. We'll most likely have Lester Hayes and maybe another player out here signing autographs. And then obviously in May, we have our NorCal and Northern Nevada barbecue that a lot of you will be coming to. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, Will, and everybody who's coming. So can't wait. It's going to be a good time. I already got my spot for where I'm putting my trailer so I can stay up there a few days. So it's going to be a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I was
sir.
going to go, but.
Oh. There's still time, Val. There's still time.
Yep. We're barely at the middle of February.
I've decided to go on a vacation with my boys instead.
Oh, hey, I understand.
So we're going to Cali.
Nice. Nice.
Steven, when you see Lester, please tell him that Lady Val says hello because he loves Lady Val.
I'll let
I
him.
love me some Love
I'll let him know.
Yeah. Oscar, bro, what's your hopes for the future? What you guys got going on down there for TBA Central Valley, baby?
Shit, my hopes for the future is just, I'm not gonna say that we're gonna go after a Super Bowl this year. I at least want to get some wins under our belt. You know what I mean? And put us back on the map. Get out of that laughing stock that we've been for the past few years. I want, the NFL to be like, oh shit, okay. The Raiders didn't make it to Super Bowl, but you know what? Hey, they have potential next year or maybe in another year. But I just want us to, get some wins under our belt. You know what I mean? And have a better future than we've had before. You know what I mean? And as far as events coming up here, we're on a break right now. Most likely, we're probably going to get ready for our annual Easter event. That's going to be coming up. But right now, we're just on a break.
No, I got you. I got you. Yo, my brother and co-captain of the ship here. Yo, what is your hopes for the future? Let me know, Matty B.
Man, I hope we turn this shit around, man. I'm tired of having these podcasts every week, the same thing over and over and over again. Why we suck and how we gonna get better? What are we gonna do to turn this ship around? It's a everyday or it's an every week thing. So I'm really looking forward to some better podcasting, you know what I mean? Some cooler
More
news,
positive.
some big name free agents that come over here to play with us, the way we play with the grit, I want to see that stuff, I want to see us on TV being recognized nationally, not just, oh man, hey, let's shut the Maxx Crosby rumors up, man. Let's start winning. If we start winning, we ain't got to worry about Maxx Crosby wanting to leave. You know what I mean? It's going to be. But we just got to put the product on the field, man. We got to just start believing in ourselves and believe in our system and believe in our team, man, and start changing this ship. So that's my outcome, and I hope that's what we end up doing now with this pick and this hire, and we continue to grow from there. But yeah, I'm ready for the Nevada chapter get together this summer. So
You're going?
I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah, I'm going.
The family's going.
My wife's
Yeah.
gonna go too. We're gonna do we're doing our anniversary up there too. So me and my wife will be our anniversary is the 26th. So
Nice.
Yo,
it's gonna be a pretty good fight, a pretty good time.
it's gonna be on and popping, baby. Yo, guys, for the
Yes,
future,
sir.
this is what I see, man. Raider Nation, be excited, be engaged, get locked in. Go to your neighborhood booster club because we are coming up, man. Hey, you see the things going down the right thing. We're making the right decisions. We're going through every little single turn and not making any shortcuts. All this hard work that Kubiak is talking about, if we put it into the right direction, guys, the future is bright and Raider Nation is going to be shining. And guess what, guys, don't expect a big change in year one. Don't expect a big change in year two. But in year three, you guys will have a competitive team that is going to go out there and put a product that you're proud of, that Raider Nation will stand behind, and you're going to see it happen right before your eyes. Kubiak is the guy that can make these changes. I believe in it. I can see it happening, and I'm excited for the future. Now, what we got things going on. We got TBHIE is going to have their Easter egg hunt. We got TBH Central Valley is going to have their Easter egg hunt. Guys, if you guys are going to be out there for the TMBC get together in April, make sure that you head down there to Big Texas, like Big Luck said. Hey, in April, the Big Texas Nation takeover. And then May 31st, baby, be locked in. The Northern Nevada, Northern California blackout is for real, and we are bringing the heat this year. Oscar is contacting all sorts of lowriders out there. We're going to have a ton of lowriders. So if you guys want to see a great show, great music, and hang out with the nation and enjoy the time, make sure that you guys lock in for Reno, Nevada. And guys, I want you guys to do me a favor. Make sure that you guys, hey, like, share, and subscribe to the Silver and Black Radio Podcast, man. We are out here putting in work. Hey, At the end of the day, it's all about one nation. It's all about one team. It's all about the Raiders. Let's go, baby. I appreciate y'all. Much love. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right, y'all. See you later.